Yeah, I actually was really lucky. I had this whole year off, really, and I had a couple little gigs here and there, and then the rest of the time was spent creating the album. So, I got to live kind of a somewhat normal life again, which felt great. Rented a really cool house in Los Angeles, got to spend time with my family and my friends, and fell in love. And I think that this writing process took place in a maybe a little bit more of a grounded, uh, down to earth place. So I think it reflects in the music. Yeah, I mean, I'm still the same guy. Luckily, this all happened to me a little bit later in life, so I've had my 20s to kind of figure out who I am. But definitely, with a lifestyle change as dramatic as mine has been, things are bound to be different, and you have to adapt. And so I'm sure there are a couple different ways in which I've had to shift and grow accustomed to my new circumstances. And I'm also very thankful and getting to create this album after having met my fans over the past 2 years, having performed for them, traveled. I think I had a better idea of the type of music I wanted to create, both for them and for myself. Yeah, that's a beautiful part of doing what I do. I have noticed that actually at my shows, that it's a very broad cross section of different walks of life, and that's really exciting to be able to be singing for a grandmother, a young gay couple, a teenager, a father, a mother. To me, what that says is that it's really about the music, and it's about the power of song and entertainment. And in an ideal world, it doesn't matter, who you are. It matters like that you want to be entertained and you want to come to a great show. Yeah, there was a sense of relief because you never know. I know that the track record is varied with people coming off the show. I think the hard thing is that when you're on the show, you're singing music that's famous music. You're singing other people's songs that have that are tried and true, that everybody loves, and that's how you get people to enjoy you as a singer, as an artist. The challenge is then to take what you can do vocally and then apply it to original new music, and that's tricky because not every song's a great song. I think that the album was very impulsive, and I love that. I love that it came from my experience on Idol. I sang so many different styles, and I had just done. I had while we were creating the album, I was doing a tour of the states with cover music, other people's songs. So it was very much a kind of a guessing game. Like, well, I think this is the kind of music that I want to make, and I think this is the kind of music that my fans want to hear. But I had no real way of knowing. So it was definitely like a big question mark. And I think it was amazing. I think we did it. We did it in 2 months, which is pretty fast. And it was basically working from the outside in. Taking all the factors and kind of assessing them and saying, okay, this is cool. Let's do this. With this album, with Trespassing, it's kind of the other way around. I had time, I had space, and I got to experiment in the studio a lot more. And I got to write many of the songs myself, and I executive produced the entire album. So this album is more working from the inside out. I was able to kind of think about what I wanted to express and the type of music I wanted to create and the type of emotions that I wanted to put out there. And also on this album, I feel like I'm letting people in more to who I really am as a person, both my light side and my dark side. It definitely is two halves of one whole. Yeah, it is a little more contemporary, definitely. I definitely wanted to create music, the kind of music that I listen to. I think that was really one of the main objectives with Trespassing. I really love electronic production. I love the newer dubstep and kind of the new dance sounds. But as a singer and as a vocalist, I needed to find music that I could really dig into vocally. That was the important part, is kind of blending the new and then kind of my slightly more throwback tendencies as a vocalist. So, with the dance music that I created on the album, we kind of went into like funk and disco as like a direction. And that can also be vocally attacked with a very rock and roll spirit. So I think it played to my strengths while still kind of progressing and moving forward and evolving as an artist. And then the darker stuff is, again, the textures and the atmospheres are very new sounding, but at the heart of that, there are beautiful melodies and very pure vocals. So it's kind of fusing the two together that was the goal. Well, like I said, Trespassing has two halves, light and dark. I think everybody has a struggle between their light side and their dark side in some way or another. That's not to say good and evil, because that's something different, but light and dark, the positive and the negative in your head. And on the light side, I wanted to talk about strength and empowerment and joy, love, sex, and then on the other side, I wanted to talk about the dark side of those same topics, about how you can get your heart broken, about relationships that might not be that good for you. I've been in a couple where you keep coming back for more and it's not healthy, but you keep coming back for more. Songs about vulnerability, about sadness, about struggle, about miscommunication. Trying to think what the other ones are about. Yeah, that kind of sums it up. Yeah. Well, I thought Trespassing as a song was a great mission statement for the album, for sure. It basically sets up the whole album saying, I feel like an outsider a little bit in this industry and even in this world, but I'm not going to let that stop me. And to me, that's a great introduction to the album. And also, I think calling the album Trespassing is, in a way, it's basically telling the listener what they're about to do. They're about to kind of break into what makes me tick, into my mind and my heart, and kind of see a little bit more of me and understand more.